Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life.
What it do, y'all? It's Swallow.
And this is Adrian.
And this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast.
Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing.
I like the dance.
Man, welcome back. We are about to get into the segment called Product of the Week. That is not the product of the week. Oh, there we go. This is the Don't Quit shirt. Only the maroon color is actually the one that's on sale. It's normally $32.99, and right now it is $27.99, so that's $5 off. And go to www.theomgbrand.com, hit the store, and just do the damn thing. Remember, don't quit.
Don't quit. All right, y'all, we'll go ahead and get jump into the topic of today. I really like this one. It was pitched by Adrian because, you know, that they always say, if only I knew then what I know now. Mm-hmm. So today's topic is, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? Adrian, if you could go back, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Well, first of all, I think it's only appropriate if we talk about our 18-year-old self.
Okay, yeah, go ahead if you want to start off with that.
I would say, looking back, I wasn't a hot mess, but I was a little bit of a hot mess. Just a tad. You know, newfound freedom. You're like, I'm grown. I had a full-time job. I was spending my money on whatever, going out to eat and I don't know about that. Speak for your own self. No. But I swear I was like, just stupid stuff. Get my nails done every 2 weeks and going out to eat every chance I got. Mm-hmm. You know, like just buying whatever. Right. Gas was last, right? You was rolling on E's, like I can make it, you know, just stupid stuff. And not taking school seriously was a big part of my 18-year-old self. Because again, you don't know what to do with that freedom. You're like, I'm my own adult, just out there wilding. Like it might be more wilding over here, but I wasn't. But still, wilding in the sense that you just look back, and you're like, dang, I was irresponsible, which. Is a rite of passage for every 18-year-old.
You're 18, you finally got money, you got some freedom, like you said. Mm-hmm. It's like it happens. You're young.
Yeah. You know? So I think I would, and it's hard. I was telling Joe, like, you have to be careful, like, right? Like, if we were going deep into this, to say you can't tell yourself anything gonna happen later, right?
Right,
like,
you can't tell yourself something in the future, like this is gonna happen. Avoid that.
Or like, hey, buy Google because it's gonna blow up. I don't know. Right. I don't know. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I would tell that. So I would tell myself, definitely save money, take school more seriously, and just be more responsible, because it's just gonna pay off in the future. Just really, I know it doesn't sound fun because again, 18, newfound freedom. But just know you're setting yourself up to be able to do those same things you want to, that you were doing when you were 18 when you didn't have no money. Right. If you set yourself up then for that now, you could do that now, but guilt-free, right? Yeah. You can go spend money, but now you actually have the money to spend. Yeah. And so I would just definitely say spend, invest, and just be more responsible all around, like with school, with life, just period.
Right. Well, that's the hard part. If you're trying to tell somebody just to be more responsible overall, it's like, what does that mean to that 18-year-old?
It's true. Because maybe they're like, hey, I still pay, you know, I put gas in my car.
Yeah, that's responsible. You know what I mean?
You know, it's hard because, like I said, you don't want that line to say, like, stupid, just put 10% of your money in your savings account every month, or, you know, because you can't blatantly tell yourself something. You're gonna have a husband and or wife and kids someday, and they need to be taken care of. You're like, wait, what? Wait, what? You know. So it's a fine line, but I would just say be more responsible, because you know you're gonna pay for some of that later, and just save your money and invest.
Because you said take school more seriously. You did graduate from
Cal
State,
but it took me longer.
What would you have done differently then?
I think I would have I got into 2 HBCUs out, which is historically Black College University. That was my dream to go to, and I got into 2 out of state. Because I was in California, but I decided not to go, not only for money reasons, but also because I was just scared to leave home. Let's just be honest. Okay. I think I would have followed that dream, because I regret that still to this day, because I didn't have that experience.
Okay.
Also, when I started going, I got into Cal State, but I just went to BC because it was cheaper. And I think this everybody's story. When you go to BC, you're just like, I'm just go, and then you don't go, and you just don't go to class, and you just slack off or whatever, because professors don't take roll. They don't care if you're there or not. I did a lot of that first. So then later, when I finally did take school seriously, I had to repeat a lot of classes that I failed because. Not because I didn't do the work. Well, because I didn't do the work because I wasn't going to class.
Right.
And I didn't drop the class like a responsible person would. And so it stayed on my records. And then it took me, it was a lot of cleanup work I had to do when I first went.
So long.
Yeah, because I could have graduated. I mean, honestly, if you 18 and you do your 4 years, 22. Like I graduated when I was 20. What year was it? 2017?
You were 28?
Something like that. So
you were 28?
No, 27?
26, 27 or 28. 27.
Okay.
I think it was 27.
Okay.
But I did take a gap in between there where I just wasn't going to school at all. But still, when I did go back, I had to
So then you probably wouldn't have taken that gap then either. Maybe.
No, because I would have been done. I would have finished on time. Looking back, I could have started teaching way earlier, which means I probably could have been further in my career as far as, it's just a lot. But, just you have to. I think also it's like you have to earn those holes in your head because that's how you learn. It just sucks. Some holes you're just like, I could have did better in school and did what I was supposed to and finished on time. I'd have a master's in the amount of time it took me to get my bachelor's, but because I was slacking off, So there's that.
It's like you said, the holes in your, what did you call it? The holes in your head?
Yeah.
Which is a lesson.
Or my mom says, hard head make a soft ass. So I tell the kids that all the time. I'm just like, y'all hard headed and you gonna learn. You ain't gonna learn the way you want to learn when I'm trying to tell you, don't do this. Cause right now, they don't take school seriously and they're just failing. I was like, one day you ain't gonna be able to do that. Like you get to high school and they're gonna be like, guess what? You gotta repeat that 9th grade English that you failed and you gotta take 10th grade English at the same time. And then you get behind and then they say, well, go to community school. And you turn 18, they say, well, figure it out.
Yep.
So
but I will say to the high school thing is that they kind of do make it easy for some kids to catch up with credits.
They do, but again, if you already don't have that mindset to take stuff seriously, I tell them exactly. I tell them it's not a switch that's going to turn on when you get to high school. Like you have to have already. It's bad habits die hard, just like you know what I mean. Like they say habits die hard. I would think bad habits die hard too. If you're already not studying anything in school seriously, it's not going to change just because you're in high school. You say I need to graduate. Well, you never been a person to study and do your homework in the first place. Why is that going to change? Because you're a freshman. So anyway, really long story to say, be more responsible 18-year-old self and take school more seriously.
I think that's what we'd all tell ourselves, be more responsible.
Yeah, that's a big one. But like you said, what will our 18-year-old say? What is responsible?
What does that mean? Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay, so mine, what I would tell my 18-year-old self is mine is kind of like a two-part thing like yours, is to literally count your blessings and what was the thing I said? And be patient. Because as I'm getting older, what I realized for me, and I think a lot of people would agree, is the key to happiness and peace and joy in life is gratitude. So that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self is be grateful for the things you have, because when I was 18, I didn't have anything. You know what I mean?
Or just taking time for granted, like with that, like you don't,
you have
your youth, your body. Like we talk about that all the time. Like you get up, you be like, this ain't supposed to pop. Why you sound like the Tin Man needing some oil when you get out of bed? But when you was 18, if you just thought about it, had you been consistent working out and eating right, like how much better shape would I be in? We take that kind of stuff for granted. So yeah, you're right with that, because you think about what you don't have, what you do have.
Yeah, exactly. Because I grew up poor, so I didn't have anything, and then I was just like always like, and I could say my young adult years, like always wanting that, always feeling like I'm lacking, always feeling like I need this, I need that, and like just anxious. And
but
like,
you're wanting things, not thinking about the family and love and all that other stuff that you do have.
That's what I would tell myself is to slow down. Count the blessings that you do have, be grateful that you are still living with your parents. You know what I mean? That your siblings are doing well, your family's fine, you got a roof over your head. And then to add to that, just be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely agree with the be patient part because that's kind of what was going to be one of mine. I switched it because it was yours, but
and that's why I'd like to discuss this before, so we're not
yeah.
talking about the same thing.
But I definitely agree with be patient because you know there's a situation in my time where you know I jumped the gun on getting a property when I wasn't ready for it, and if I would have just and I allowed my emotions to do that for me instead of doing it out of logic.
Yeah.
And so I mean it worked out, but if I would have been patient, I would have been able to do a little bit smarter.
Right. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, because when you're young, you want things overnight. You know what I mean?
And I think that's why when you go crazy when you turn 18 and buy whatever, because you're just like you thinking. Like you said, you're trying to make up for all the stuff that when your parents told you when you were in high school, or when your parents told you in high school you can't have whatever or whatever. Now you're like, I can buy it myself now if I want.
Exactly.
And it's like, but why? Like, you know, who are you trying to impress? Who cares? Like now it's easier to say that.
But when you're young, you just gotta have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the problem with being young, you always, what you just said, kind of is. We always care way too much about what other people
Yes.
Because that's how we were our whole lives, and it's not till you get older you start to realize, like, wait, what? Why do I care so much?
And why did I care?
You start to reflect some more, you know, because you're older, a little wiser now.
My gosh.
You know what I mean?
That is like the number one thing I try to tell my students because I can't even, and just go on a small tangent, can't even count how many times like a girl or several students have walked in my class crying over some drama over some post on Instagram, and I'm like,
so I actually work in the same school district with her, right? But at Greenfield Middle School. And on Friday was the same type of situation. I didn't have to talk to them, but there was a security guard talking to these like three girls, and as I was walking by, I kind of heard a little bit of it, and they're like, so I gotta be quiet because this person said this, and then the other people were trying to say is like, look, what they say, did they actually do anything to you? Just because they said something, did they really do anything to you?
Oh my gosh.
And and she's just like aggravated because she's like, why can they be that way and say mean things, but I have to hold my tongue? And it's like you technically don't, but it's a way better.
But who cares?
Option.
And I tell them that all the time. I was like, I tell them, you go. I say, I know right now. We felt that way when we were kids. Like your whole life revolves around your friends and what they think. I said, but one day you can be like, if it ain't affected my money, my health, or my family, you can kick rock, or my time. You can kick rocks. Like I don't care. Like I don't.
Not everybody's supposed to stay in your life.
And then if they're acting like that, then they can kick rocks anyway. But just to go on a small tangent to say. You know, like you guys said, we spent way too much of our youth caring about what other people thought.
Exactly, because you want to buy these things and impress people. Like I got speakers and stuff in my car and everything. I wanted loud music. I wanted the attention. You know what I mean? Like you want to impress people, but for what? You know. And then also I want to add real quick to the be patient part. Not just like be patient for like life goals and things to come to you like that, but just overall be patient. Like for instance, like for my weightlifting, you know what I mean, for the gym. When I was younger, like I just wanted to lift like hella weight.
Because you want to be bulky and be able to.
I want to be strong and show off. And like, look how strong I am, you know. Because I was naturally strong, so I always like try to show it off and everything. But I would always get hurt and things like that. Like my shoulder would be hurt. I gotta take like
because of the same thing.
You gotta take time off from the gym. You know what I mean. So, but now like I'm way weaker than I was back then. Now.
Man.
At 29 years old. I was stronger at 22 years old.
I was stronger at 18 than I am now at 33.
Right. But now with the approach that I'm taking up is I'm slowly building my strength back up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna slowly do it.
And you get there when you get there.
Take my time. Exactly. I'm not in a rush, but when you're younger, you're in a rush for everything. And I don't know why. Like,
which is weird because like I said, like the sense of time for you when you're 18 is I got time. I got time to do whatever. I got time to save money. I got time to buy a house. I got time to go to school. You know what I mean? But then it's like, but all the material things you want, no, I need it now. Like
I need these Jordans
today.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, I'm going to the fair and I need some new shoes. which I never understood that. You buy new shoes, go to the fair.
Yeah,
make it make sense.
walk in the
Man,
dirt.
But
especially
anyway.
here in Bakersfield, just walking all dirt and
On
farm
the dirt.
areas.
Yeah.
Step on some manure.
Some white ass shoes
Nah.
and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
yours.
And then just being patient, like let's say you're at like the checkout line at Winco or whatever it is.
or driving.
You're driving. Yeah, exactly. Or driving, you want to zoom and spill
But
young people.
The problem is our society is like targeting to be more and more lazy.
Microwave.
Everything
generation.
starts to become more and more cookie cutter because like
Yeah.
there wasn't like back then and back in the day. Yes, there were drive-throughs, but now look how many are there. There's like every corner. There's a place that has microwave food and processed food where you can go, and people get aggravated because they don't get their burger in 1 minute.
Right.
But yet, if they tried to make that at home in 1 minute, they
take
wouldn't
them
be
an
able
hour.
to take an hour.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Just have patience. I mean, I've never gotten a speeding ticket, but young
neither.
people. Have you had a
Yep.
speeding ticket? How old are you?
I've had too many, so I'm not even gonna.
He's like,
Let's not even get
Let's
it.
not
last
go there.
week.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. No.
Yeah, just overall being patient.
So that part wasn't because of not being patient. That is because
You're just being wild.
in the beginning it was because I just like to drive fast. I like the feeling. And then later came the not being patient. And it's mainly because you have, like, let's say I'm going down a road that has said, literally the speed limit says 55 miles an hour. And then I'm behind a whole bunch of people that are going 40 miles an hour. And I'm like, can you just at least go this? And so it makes me impatient and want to zoom around them. And then I go faster than what I'm supposed to be going because I'm like.
Right, then you end up going 70 just to pass them up just so you can go 55.
Exactly. Just so I can pass all those people to go 55 and then I get caught as I'm trying to pass these people.
Yeah. Well, I'm blessed. I've never gotten a speeding ticket.
I never got a ticket.
Never? I've gotten one, which I'm proud of.
I got pulled over twice and got warnings both times.
Because you're a woman. You're so lucky.
I'm a black male. I never get no damn warning.
Deeper conversation. Anyway, Joe, what are yours?
So, tell your 18-year-old self.
So I would tell my 18-year-old self, obviously be patient, but let's go on to do a different part, is read more on things that you're interested in. So, obviously I've been into art and music and a whole bunch of other things, but I never sat there and read about like the history and all the different things on how to become a musician or how to become this and the music theory. Like I took music theory for a couple times, but I wasn't really a good student in high school. So I wasn't like consistently reading and doing all that kind of stuff. So I would think like reading on different topics that I was really, really interested in would take me a lot farther in those venues.
So I have a question. So was your 18-year-old self the type of person that would read and implement what you read, or you just read it for knowledge base? Like, are you, because you're assuming that yourself, I'm just assuming that you're saying.
So like even, because especially in knowing how I am now, and I've always had that in me, to do that, to read and implement what I read, because I'm doing that now. So like now I'm reading a lot more and taking in a lot more information, but I didn't know the information then. So like I would never have been able to implement it. But the information I did know, I was always implementing it from what I did read. Right. But then I was like, so now I'm like, why didn't I read more? Because that helped me a lot in certain situations. But now I'm like, I need to read a whole lot more on topics, especially topics that I'm very interested in and on my dreams and goals and all that kind of stuff, because it will help me further along in those particular things, I believe, because I know that I would be able to have action because I have the knowledge now. And I think that's one of the things that I'm getting at with that is trying to gain more knowledge, because we don't really know a lot of things. Like when we're 18, we don't know crap. We don't know. We know nothing.
You don't care to know. You know, you just want to go out and have fun, drink, whatever you want to do.
Exactly, whatever your deal is, that's what you want to do. For me, it was literally just skateboarding and playing video games and hanging out with friends. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you wanted to do, right?
What were you like?
Do in anime, obviously.
When I was 18, I was wild. I wasn't as wild because I had some traumatic stuff happen to me, so I was like trying to cool it. But I would go out every weekend drinking and stuff, but not as wild. I was actually more wild as a teen than I was at 18. But like I said, I went through some things. So I was like, okay, let me chill out a little bit. You know what I mean? So I wasn't as wild. You know, like drugs and weed, and that was mostly in my teen years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, that.
But what I want to say, like, something that I would tell my teenage self, similar to what you said, is I would agree with what you said about read more about the things that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when I was younger, I was like always like into rap, you know what I mean, into music. But I was like, I'm not gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna be a musician. That's corny. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a wannabe rapper. Everybody's gonna make fun of me. You know, things like that. But I would tell myself like, no, like take it serious. Like, don't care what anybody says about you. That goes back to what we were saying earlier.
Exactly.
I didn't do it because I cared too much what other people thought about me. You know, so I would agree with that.
See,
for sure.
me, I didn't do it not because I cared about what other people. Because I cared, but I didn't really care that much about what people thought of me. I used to wear stuff that I'm like, now looking back in the day when I was wearing it, I was like, what the fuck? but you know. Like with me, I was just lazy and I would bounce around too much, and I still do that now. So I'm trying to pull that back, and the only thing to pull that back is being more focused on a specific thing.
One thing at a time.
So like for instance, she knows like when it comes to art, when I'm engulfed in my art, I'm very like, what is the word I'm looking for?
Tunnel vision, but a perfectionist. So He's very meticulous.
Meticulous. I can't let it go unless it's perfect. And if I would have read more about these things, I would have been able to do things faster because I would have already known what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I would have already know how to record a certain way. I would already know how to fix certain things a certain way. So it would have helped me along with those, and especially when I was making beats when I was 18. I was making beats when I was 18.
Oh, okay.
So I only made beats off of the small knowledge I used to know, that because I used to play piano and guitar, but I didn't go that far in that particular field. So I only played what I knew instead of, you know what, I should have kept reading about music theory and kept learning about notes and you know, what
I do wish I
keys,
continued my piano lessons. I started when I was 13.
So that would have definitely helped me along.
Yeah.
And then I was always into other things like investing and doing all those things because I like to learn, but I like to learn in my own way. I never liked learning because school told me to learn it.
Right.
And I think that was my problem. I've always been like the rebellious one to be off the norm.
Yeah.
So instead of looking at it like I'm only reading because school's telling me, I should have looked at it as I wanted to learn this, so I should just
exactly. I should learn. So you said read more about the things that you're interested in. What would be like the number one thing then that you were interested at 18 then that you would
at 18 was definitely music.
Okay.
Music has been in my life since I was born technically. So like I've loved music all my life. Like and I've been like, you know, in choir when I was really little and being in bands and all kinds of other things in music, and I loved it every single time. That was always one of the things I always went back to. So definitely music, definitely. And then I guess even though it's probably not something that I really needed to do it, but drawing. Read more on like learning more techniques and stuff like that on sketching and all that kind of stuff, because I used to love to draw, and I stopped because other things just got in the way and clouded my judgment on stuff. So I still wish I still would have drew, drawn, and then also read more on music and other things that I was into, especially. And then my second thing would be to invest your money, especially at 18. Living with
I think I should have done that too. Like I was thinking about it. I barely had any money, so the money that I had, I was like, no, I'm gonna spend this how I want to.
And I'm not even gonna lie, I was blessed at 18. So you know, at 18, you know, my dad was still a teacher. He was making good money. I was living with him. My mom already had passed away at this time, and I was working at Office Depot, and I was making over minimum wage at that time, and I had absolutely no bills. Absolutely nothing. I had nothing. So I was already making like $1,800 to $2,000 a month on working at Office Depot as an
Right.
18-year-old. And
And
I was
then
just
you did what with the money?
blowing it. I was blowing the crap out of that money, man.
Yeah.
Because again, one of the other things I was always into was video games. So I had every single console that I was buying, random. I was buying skateboards all the time, random shoes. And then me being a type of person where I like getting things for other people, I would buy skateboards for other people. And
Oh, you crazy.
yeah, I love giving. I loved giving so much. So I was just like, if somebody like I would be in the skate shop, I'd be in the skate shop and see a kid that's like 14 and they're like, man, I wish I had a skateboard. And I'm like, hey, I just buy it for them while I'm in the skate shop.
That's generous.
It's generous, but
Can't say I do the same.
I shouldn't have done it so many times though, because
like maybe once or twice.
yeah, and I'll still get my fix on giving because you know that makes me feel fantastic doing so. But if I would have invested that $2,000 all the time, where in the right places,
or at least half,
of it, oh man, I'd be in so much of a better place right now.
Yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know.
Yes,
Because you don't know about financial freedom and all that kind of stuff when you're a kid. You don't even care about it as much.
I mean, you already have financial freedom.
Yeah. Well,
like, shit, I got my money. I'm free.
Right. I'm living at home. Shoot, I ain't got no bills.
Exactly. So
that's your version of financial freedom.
Exactly. At that time, so that felt like financial freedom, but not realizing that if
you got to grow up.
If I'm ever away from my dad, if I'm like living on my own.
Yeah.
I will not have financial freedom at all as soon as I step out the house, and I didn't. So moved right into a house, and I'm like, damn, I'm broke.
Yep. Then you learned the hard way.
Learned the hard way, exactly.
For sure. Yeah, man, our 18-year-old selves were crazy. But I think we're going to move on from that segment. What do you guys think? You guys watching at home. If you're over 18, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? What would, if you knew then what you know now?
Man.
For sure.
There's a whole lot I would say, but let's keep it short.
Real. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, which is Today I Learned. We're going to read a few things from one of our favorite websites, Reddit. They have a beautiful subreddit named Today I Learned.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's go ahead and jump on into it.
So I believe every day we should learn. Let's do this right here. Bam. I'll go here for it. Today I learned the average NBA player has a wingspan to height ratio greater than the diagnostic criteria for Marfan syndrome, a disorder that results in abnormally long limbs.
Must be nice.
I can dunk without jumping.
So they're all technically abnormal then.
Yeah,
is what I hear.
That's exactly what that's saying.
Yeah, no,
everybody that plays in the NBA is abnormal.
Straight up, no, because dudes will be like 6'3", have like 7-foot wingspans. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
Wow. It's really insane. I mean, on top of the fact they're already 6'8".
Don't box somebody like that.
One of my friends said they wish I knew about taxes too. Just I still don't. I still don't know about taxes. I put my taxes in Turbo.
Oh, everybody TurboTax and whatever they tell me. Okay,
right?
I'll just take
what document you need. Okay,
just
here.
Upload that.
It say this number in this box. I don't know.
Yep.
But that's crazy. So basically, if they took that Marfan syndrome test to test for that, they would actually pass. I mean, actually be positive for it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The average NBA player would.
That's crazy.
All right.
I'll do this one. Today I learned Rebecca Twigg, after winning 2 Olympic medals in cycling, 6 world championships, and appearing in Vanity Fair, Sports Illustrated, and numerous commercials, Twigg abruptly dropped out of the sport, had trouble holding down a desk job, and has been living on the street for years.
Oh, man. I hear that kind of stuff messes with you. I just recently watched King Richard, and they were talking about one of those tennis players that Venus Serena played against. And how she snapped at some point, in the middle of her career, she was like a teenage
protege.
And then at some point she just started doing drugs and was doing the wrong stuff and quit tennis because it was so intense. They don't have a life when you're training for stuff like that.
Do you think that's what it was? For
Maybe,
this woman? Rebecca Twigg, she's just overwhelmed with all the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, you see it happen a lot. Even that one, what was her name? Not Gabby Douglas is who I'm thinking of. The little black girl, the gymnast, and she just quit like for her mental health. They're doing it.
Biles or whatever?
Yeah, they've been, she's not the first one, but they've been doing that, quitting for their mental health because it's a lot.
But she's not in the streets. She's still good
maybe
for now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But Rebecca, like that's crazy. Vanity Fair, Sports Illustrated. I'm just saying, like, who were your money people?
Olympic
like, who did you hire?
Here's the thing about this is like most people like that are in NBA or any type of sport that makes a lot of money and they get endorsement deals. Most of them don't have a money person. So they're just getting all this money, and because they don't know anything, it goes back to reading more and financial freedom.
Go back to or
anything.
us when you're 18, or you getting all this money, you just spending it.
Some of these people are 18 to 19. They don't even know what they're doing. So they'll go out in the world not even knowing that what a CPA is or what life insurance is or anything. None of that stuff is. So now they have all this money. They're just like, I'm just gonna buy $1 million house, but only making $1 million.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. But to them,
that's crazy.
So it's easy to go down the drain.
Hire money. If you're about to go crazy, hire a money person first. So you
hire
at least
money
have
person
some money
before you go into sports.
Hopefully a trustworthy money person.
Oh, here we go.
What's next?
What's next?
Adrian?
Today I learned Willie Moretti, underboss of Genevieve's family in 30s and 40s, is rumored to have stuck a gun in Tommy Dorsey's mouth to get him to release Frank Sinatra from his contract. Dang. Dorsey agreed to do so for only $1. Wow. Sinatra, Martin and Lewis, and Milton Berle performed at Moretti's daughter's wedding. That's some stuff. Wow. So
who is Tommy Dorsey?
That was Frank's old manager.
Wow.
Okay, so Tommy Dorsey was Frank Sinatra's old manager.
And he was
one of the Geneva family's underbosses, Willie Morty, stuck a gun in his mouth to get him to release it from his...
Ain't that what Suge Knight did to Vanilla Ice? Ain't that what they said? He like bullied him into like signing a contract or something like that.
And then turned around and had Sinatra, Martin, and Lewis perform at the dude's daughter's wedding.
No, it's at Moretti's. So the victim was Dorsey. So if they would have performed at Dorsey's daughter's wedding, now that would have been savage.
Wow,
that
would have been something else.
My bad. Okay.
That'd be something out of a movie.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I saw that on The Godfather.
But still, dang.
I'm gonna pay you $1 to get out of this contract, and I'm singing at your house.
That'd be some savage
and you're gonna
stuff
like
right
it.
there.
That's still savage, though.
No, it is.
Yeah, that's still savage.
Jeez Louise.
Today I learned an Albanian. That's a superstition.
Yes.
Superstition about hiccups is that they occur when someone mentions the hiccuping person's name in conversation. To stop the hiccups, one must say the names of anyone they think talked about them. The hiccups will cease once the gossiper's name is spoken.
Yeah.
So that's like the ringing ears thing.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like the ringing ears, but do they have to say the name out loud or like think of the name in their head?
I would say the thing saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I'm trying to get at is maybe just that talking and like moving your muscle and your abdomen and stuff. Maybe that's what relieves your hiccups. Rather than actually saying the person's name, you just went through a list.
You just went through a list of names.
Yeah, like I just went through a list of 100 people. Maybe that's why.
What are you talking about?
So that's a thing where if someone is talking about you and your ears ring, you know someone is talking about you.
They say that happens.
The same thing of this. Instead of hiccups, it's the ear ringing.
Yeah.
So they say that happens too when I guess you bring up somebody's name randomly in conversation that you wasn't even supposed to be talking about. Like you were talking about somebody else, and then all of a sudden this name that you ain't talked about in I don't know how long pops up. You're like, oh, they must be talking about me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's another one with the sneeze. Sometimes if you you don't even have a cold, nothing, and all of a sudden you sneeze, someone's talking.
Because somebody's talking about. I never heard that one.
I never heard that one.
There's a lot of them, but it's funny.
Today I learned Bill Gates once held up a line at a supermarket searching for a 50-cent cap. Or 50-cent coupon. I call cap on this. Ain't no way Bill Gates. I know what I'm saying. Was this before he was Bill Gates?
Sure.
It had to have been.
Like,
he's a cheap.
Bill Gates still goes to Burger King?
Yeah, he's a cheapskate.
To his Burger King that he owns on his land.
I coupon now, and I don't even bother with the 50-cent coupon.
50 cent, right? Tell me, girl.
I'm like, they give us 25 cents off Charmin every month. I'm like, keep that quarter. Keep that quarter. I don't even like Charmin that much anyway. But 50 Cent, really?
No,
you
but-
held up the line too?
No, he really held up the line because he was vaccinating kids while he was there.
Oh my gosh.
No? Okay, what's
Handing out
next?
condoms.
Oh, that's it.
He was euthanizing the Africans. Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. Wrong topic.
So anyway, so we're going.
The views expressed by Swello are not the
Swello says the craziest thing.
Like on Family Guy.
Exactly. What really grinds my gears?
For real, though. I'm not kidding.
No.
All right,
So we're going
to the next segment.
going to the next segment, which is my favorite segment, called Creative of the Week. You know, we like to shed light on any type of creative in our town, whether it be painting, dancers, all kinds of other things. So our creative of the week, his name is Lou Beauty. He's a really cool musician. I met him at one of the shows that I performed at, and he was a really cool guy. I didn't even know he did music until he randomly said it to me while we were having a conversation. So I looked him up and I was like, oh, he has this one music video and it sounds really good. So there's a song called Bank Account. Let us know if he did the damn thing. Comment down below if he did the damn thing. Let us know. And of course his links will be in the description.
Play it.
I think I'm losing my cool. Steering wheel in my fists in the parking lot. I think I'm losing my grip. Disappear into smoke before 2 a.m. And I'm too young to be feeling this old. Getting tired of just doing what I'm told. When there's nothing left to lose, and there's even less to give, you start to wonder, is there any more to this? I don't check my bank account, cause I know just what I'll get. Don't call me an underachiever, cause I'm doing my goddamn best. I don't check my bank account, nobody needs that kind of stress. Don't worry about tomorrow, know it's gonna turn out okay. Nothing lasts forever, so let's skip the bill and go. I think I'm losing my hair, stressing out in my sleep until 2 a.m. I think I'm losing myself. Quick to talk, slow to think, just like my old man. And I'm too young to be looking this old. Getting lines across my face when I fold. When there's everything to lose, and there's nothing you can do, you start to wonder, is this really all there is? I don't check my bank account, cause I know just what I'll get. Don't call me an underachiever, cause I'm doing my goddamn best. I don't check my bank account, nobody needs that kind of stress. Don't worry about tomorrow, I know it's gonna turn out okay. Nothing lasts forever, so let's skip the bill and go. Time stands still when there's time to kill. Time stands still when there's time to kill. I'm doing my goddamn best. I don't check my bank account. Nobody needs that kind of stress. Don't worry about tomorrow. I know it's gonna turn out okay. Nothing lasts forever, so let's skip the bill and go.
Well, that was Lou Beauty bank account. I actually loved it. I love the feel of it.
Chill
I love
vibe.
the mellowness and everything. And it was actually talking about
Some good
something
lyrics,
that everybody thinks about. It's like, man, I
Bank
can't
account.
look at this bank account,
It's too
man.
stressful.
Man, I might get a headache looking at this thing.
I don't know about sift the bill and go. I ain't never did that, but
I never did that, but I thought about it.
That's
But
fine.
I never did it.
It's fine. Just do it one time. You know, just go to Denny's 3 a.m. That's literally what I did. It was
You know, it happens. You're
like I said,
you're
I was
18.
18.
You're
I was like
You're good.
18 years
You're
old.
good. You did know what you were doing.
Like I said, I was a little more wild back then. I'm a much different person now.
Definitely. But I definitely thought he did the damn thing. I don't know if you guys do.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, he
most
did.
definitely.
I think so. I even think Jesse over here thinks he did a good damn thing.
Chill song.
So
I like
shout
it.
out to Lou Beauty. And I think we're about to start heading out this thing.
Yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and sign off, wrap it up, guys. So if you can, please like, subscribe, share, do all that. Drop some comments, guys. Get us in the algorithm. Let's get the conversation going. So we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Now we'll be back. Not sure if we'll be here next week. It is Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of different moving parts, different things going on. So we'll see. We'll let you guys know. So keep up with us on our Instagram page, the OMG brand, and we'll talk to you guys there. And until then, we're out.
Deuces.
Peace.
OMG, where we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open mind group so you know we won't flop. We on top, come to the party, you don't wanna